Hey son, I wanted to talk to you. I know religion's important and all, but I think you might be taking it
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Puppy from server Pt.1, and I just want to quickly go over red skills. I've been getting a few questions recently about what first red skill to work on, and it really just depends on what is your current march. So normally what I see often, and I mean Fu Fei is not really in here, it's usually Zenobia. We'll throw Zenobia here instead, but typically what you see in your march is it's just your standard like free-to-play. It's just your standard free-to-play Alex march, double support. Why do I have the wrong immortal here? Hold on. That is not Zenobia. You can tell how often I use Zenobia here. Alright, yeah, Cleopatra, definitely don't want to have her in there. She is one of the worst. Anyways, so it really comes down to what your first march is. Generally, the two best red skills, whether you are in Conquest, early stages of the game, Season 1, Season 2, even pre-season, Legendary, it applies all the same. It's going to be Energy Mastery and Knife Through Butter. So if you are running this march here, Alex, YSS, Zenobia, and Kid Emperor, you're going to pick Knife Through Butter. Now, how far do you need to get Knife Through Butter? In my opinion, I feel like if you have more than one red skill in mind, if you don't see yourself switching from this march anytime soon, maybe eventually you want to move from Zenobia to have Fu Fei in there instead, just to have a better immortal so you can replace Fighting Master on YSS. Because Fu Fei has built-in crowd control in her abilities, maybe you want a Fighting Master on her. Generally, the point of having Fu Fei in there instead of Zenobia, she provides a little better healing, and also you don't need Fighting Master at all. Not that Alex needs Fighting Master, but it is good to have your tank YSS here, give everyone extra resilience. Let's see here. Shall and create an area protection for 6 seconds. All allied units will receive 30% less damage. So you want to make sure that that effect procs, which he can't be crowd controlled. If he gets stunned, then he can't gain energy. He can't do anything. So you want to make sure you have some type of, whether it's Fighting Master on YSS or have Fu Fei in the march. But anyways, the first red skill you're going to work on is going to be Knife Through Butter. Second, in my opinion, I don't think you necessarily need fully prepared right away. I think you can go for, I believe it's Fountain of Life is what you want to have. Yeah, Fountain of Life. At the start of battle, all allies gain silence immunity for 6 seconds, reduces healing effects from allies by 50%, increases self-healing by 18%, and restores HP to all allies every 3 seconds. So, the main point of this, yes, it provides pretty good healing. The big thing is the all allies gain silence immunity for 6 seconds. So if you have an enemy march that runs no escape, then this basically counters it. The other healing support red skill, life protection, it's not really that useful. This really helps your backline to have them take reduced damage. Yes, it can be useful in a fight if you want your backline to not die so that they can sustain and then further sustain your front line. Then yes, you can consider life protection, but there are better red skill options. But we're really going to just talk about the first couple red skills, depending on what march it is. So with Alex, I would consider doing Knife Through Butter and then doing Fountain of Life. If you decide to do a third red skill, then yes, you want to do Fully Prepared. So eventually you're going to have something like this. Me personally, I have Knife Through Butter and Fully Prepared at 7. The only red skill I have that's level 8 is going to be Energy Mastery. You could even do, even before you do the life protection skill, you could even consider getting drastic action. Drastic action can be very good versus heavy sustained marches and also marches that have a march with Athena, because Athena, you can't be wounded if you have Athena on your march, but drastic action can still reduce the healing effects. It is a % chance, but also you could do physical damage to the enemy march, and then you do extra damage if their HP is below 70%. So not only does it have the chance, 60% chance, which is not bad, not only does it have the chance to reduce healing, but also it can proc twice in a row depending on the HP of the target. So pretty good skill. it is still something I would consider later on. But if you're running this March for the foreseeable future, maybe swapping out Fufei for Zenobia, then Drastic Action could also be a good option. Alright, so the next March we're going to look into is going to be your double tank backline carry March. So the first red skill is going to be Energy Mastery. That is the first one you want to work on. Let's go and equip it here. What's great with the physical carry backline is you don't need anything other than Energy Mastery. Magic users, they do like infinite firepower, but they also like Energy Mastery as well. Really, Energy Mastery is the first one you want to work on, and then consider working on your Fountain of Life, Life Protection, and another big one if you are in Legendary Season, which hopefully you do eventually get there. If you're not there yet, I would save up your Elixir to get ready for Divine Blessing. This is almost always going to be used in your March. The only time that it's not useful is versus Hannibal Barca, which no one ever runs, Alex, and Medusa, because most of their damage comes from their passive. It's not ultimate damage, so it does not affect. The Divine Blessing doesn't do anything against those carries. Now, if you're considering running a backline and a frontline carry, so for example, let's say you had an Alex March, and let's pretend we don't have Anubis here, and let's put in Alex. So let's say you had a Alex March and you slowly got Fufei in there, and then you know what, I want to get a backline carry as well, and you want to keep YSS because he's such a great tank. You could even consider doing Bjorn because of the fact that you have a physical damage carry front and back, because you get physical damage lifesteal from Bjorn. So realistically, yes, YSS will make your team a little tankier, because not only does YSS cover your front line with resilience, but also the back line. Bjorn gives both him and Alex resilience, but also you get to do extra damage. So I would say Bjorn's a little bit better. I would almost say he's a Chaos Immortal, just because of just how great he is. Maybe he'd be one of the next outfits we get very soon. Let's say this is the March and you were also considering your first red skill. I would still pick Energy Mastery. Now, you can do Knife Through Butter first. Maybe you already have Knife Through Butter when you have Alex in your March already, and you're slowly swapping out your Immortals and moving to a backline plus frontline carry. Then yeah, maybe you have Knife Through Butter first, and then considering your Energy Mastery second. It really comes down to what is your game plan. Do you want to see yourself running double support for a very long time? Do you eventually want to run Loki? Do you eventually want to run Khan, Apollo? It really just depends on what do you want to do. What do you think is going to be most enjoyable? What's going to fit your budget? Because red skills, if you're going to pick one thing to work on when it comes to spending money, it's going to be red skills before anything. Like if you see a Chaos Immortal, they are not going to function properly without red skills. You have to have it. So naturally, especially in the early game, if you are slowly building your account like I've been doing for the past almost 2 years, you want to have an Epic Immortal to hold these red skills, and then eventually swap over to a Chaos Immortal. I don't have Apollo yet. I want to have like a direct upgrade from Khan, which I was considering Apollo. But the fact that he's always been on the wheel all this time, he hasn't been on the Rune Factory, he hasn't even been on the festival. It's been very hard to justify building him at this point, especially when Khan actually does pretty well for being an Epic Immortal. Alright, and now for the last type of March. If you have, it could be a full water March. You can run full water and then still consider getting Energy Mastery as your first red skill for your magic carry. Now, the second red skill, if you're running double tank, I would then consider getting infinite firepower. The only issue with infinite firepower is it's only good on magical carries. The thing with Energy Mastery, this is why it's number one, if not number two, behind Knife Through Butter, is the fact that Energy Mastery can be put on any mage, or it can be put on any backline carry, whether it is a mage or a physical carry like a bowman. I mean, they're both bowmen, but you know what I'm saying. But it's very flexible compared to infinite firepower. That being said, infinite firepower, especially paired Energy Mastery and corrosive power, even battle stance later on in the fights, if you have a very stalled out fight, is very strong. Without battle stance, you're slowly getting energy regen, especially if you pair with an immortal like Ninetales that I'm also working on. She increases the percentage chance for trigger effects. Infinite firepower, it becomes 70%. It's massive. Very good skill. This is also, in my opinion, from what I've seen, if you're fighting mega whales, even if you're running Loki, you still have a chance to beat these mega whales, but they're running Medusa. I feel like Loki is the answer, especially if you're running double tank. Knife through butter doesn't really do too much versus Medusa. She's going to ult anyways. I've had so far, I still have I have a lot of trouble fighting Medusa, but I've seen the best results having double tank with Loki as my carry, just because of infinite firepower. That the skill is very good. Now, once you get Energy Mastery, infinite firepower, you then want to get Fountain of Life. Now, once you get Fountain of Life, unlike the Alex March, you need to get life protection. It is very important. And when it comes to leveling these, I will get them all to level 6. And once you have everything, including Divine Blessing, so let me just go over the order, okay? So first is Energy Mastery, Infinite Firepower, and then it's going to be, I would say actually Divine Blessing. If we are in Legendary, or if you're almost a Legendary, Divine Blessing is gonna be your third. And then do Fountain of Life, and then Life Protection. You want to get all of these to level 6. Once you get them to level 6, get everything to 7, and then choose a few to get level 8. I would say just do Energy Mastery to level 8. And I know you're going to ask the question, okay, well, what if I'm running Loki and my other carry being Alex again? Alex instead of maybe Bjorn. And actually, I would consider bringing Bjorn out, because Anubis will increase damage taken as well. And he will ult a little bit faster than Bjorn will, because I believe his energy regen, if I have my battle talents on, is 126, while Bjorn is like 100, 102. I can't remember off the top of my head. But let's say you run Alex instead of another tank. And let's say we've had this set in place. We have no red skills yet. It's going to be really the same thing as Khan. So you want to work on Energy Mastery, then Knife Through Butter, Infinite Firepower, then Divine Blessing, then Fountain of Life, Life Protection, and then get fully prepared. The reason being is your main damage is really going to be Loki. The purpose of Alex in this March, 90% of the time, is utility. He's not really here to be the main damage dealer. He will never be the main damage dealer unless your Loki gets blown up early in a fight for some reason. Alex is strictly utility. That's why I would do fully prepared last. You can even throw a drastic action after that if you want to reduce the healing effect of the enemy march. But that's what I'm going to quickly go over. I would say a lot of players, they are working on these chaos marches, but they're not taking into account that they have to have red skills, at least a couple. The festival here, it having the reduced prices on the chests is amazing. Also the artifacts, it's a great value, but red skills are still there. They're still going to cost the same. I know I went through my red skill guide. I'm sure you've seen a few red skill guides out there. You always want to prioritize red skills over your Chaos Immortals, really over anything. Red skills are very important. So if you ever question, okay, which one should I grab first, I would just come back to this video. If you have a friend who has questions about, what red skill to work on first, for the foreseeable future, it's always going to be, if it's Alex March, it's going to be Knife Through Butter. If it's a backline physical carry, it's going to be Energy Mastery. If it is a backline magical carry, it's going to be Energy Mastery. If it's going to be a dual carry, whether it's Loki and Alex or Khan and Alex, you want to get Energy Mastery first, then Knife Through Butter, and then come back to your backline, get your healing red skills done, and then get your fully prepared to level 6 on Alex. Once you get everything to level 6, get everything to level 7. There are only few red skills I would consider getting to level 8. It's really things that are going to just make the biggest increase. I mean, 40 energy plus 10% damage, it's pretty big. That's probably one of maybe 2 or 3 I would consider getting level 8. I personally don't need level 8 red skills other than Energy Mastery. I may not even needed level 8 Energy Mastery. I've been doing great with level 7. The issue that I've been having is just my tech. I'm not even 500,000 in tech yet. I'm still playing catch up. I just got T9 Shielding. But in my opinion, I feel like getting everything that you need to 6 then the 7, haha, 6, 7, and then maybe energy mastery to 8. I think that's the most you need, especially if you're planning on getting more red skills in the future. If you have a game plan set where, you know what, I'm perfectly happy with having an Alex carry, then yeah, get your knife through butter, get your fountain of life, get your fully prepared, and then divine blessing. Honestly, you're solid. If that's the march you want to run, you're solid. You're good. You're good for a long time. But if you want to have more fun with the game and consider a backline carry, depending on what you feel like you want to carry, depending on what's going to be the meta, then yeah, consider it. Then work on energy mastery and or infinite firepower. But I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share with your friends, share with your fellow Alliance members. I try to be as helpful as possible. I still get over the fact that this festival we just had started a few days ago, just how amazing it's been, and I really appreciate Infinity Kingdom for making this change here. And hopefully, once we hit our 1,500 tickets, they don't make any changes there. But still, at the end of the day, we have our red skills that we need to prioritize over everything. And if you go and build a Chaos Immortal and you don't have red skills to back it up, it's really no good. It's like having a Lamborghini with no license or a Lamborghini with no gas. It's just, it also has to drive. So I appreciate you guys. And as always, until next time, have a good day.